If leaders ignore context right now, they're going to be spending a lot of time refactoring code in the future. When organizations start modernizing their systems, often they don't have a full vision of their entire tech stack. You may potentially have thousands of APIs that have been developed over multiple years by multiple developers, multiple teams contributing to one massive system, right? So more often than not, companies don't know what they have. Each team does what it needs to do, gets the job done, and calls it done. Teams don't share context very often. The easiest way to map something that's absolutely huge is probably to use a closed-looped agent, let it discover what's available, what exists, and document it while it's there. Popping all of that into a RAG system or another LLM with some metadata, etc., and then you'd be able to ask AI to, further group services, items, etc., and deprecated and active systems. Companies are often paying for stuff that's not being used. You're paying for infrastructure that's just there, sitting dormant, hasn't been used in years. The real transformation is not happening in AI models. The real transformation is happening now in how organizations structure the context around them, how people think, how people interact with context, and how people interact with each other. Context rot is when machines have access to documentation or context, etc., that is inaccurate. We're all going ahead and generating our documentation, storing it in repos, but are we maintaining that? Developers start with good intent, writing good documentation, and they end with hey, does anybody know how this piece of system works? Unfortunately, machines can't use intuition to go ask developers or hey, how does this system work? Context rot essentially degrades the outputs in an unnoticeable way initially. It looks right, it feels right, everything's going good, and then it's all of a sudden not going good. If we continue to add and continue to add and add and add without actually cleaning up, you end up working a lot more trying to get the agent to do exactly what you need it to do. If leaders ignore context right now, they're going to be spending a lot of time refactoring code in the future. Context is probably the largest limiter of quality in AI work. It's the same as running a junior developer without any context. You join a project, hey, here's your project, hop in, good luck. A lot of people in general, they're seeing massive gains with AI because they can do that. They're like, okay, cool. Well, you've got a junior that has access to absolutely everything. So I highly doubt that we can consider AI a junior anymore. It's like a senior engineer with access to everything, but without context. So for instance, hey, build me a website. We'll build your website. It'll build you a really cool static website or whatever you want. But pop in a bit of context, pop in, some guardrails, some rules, some tools, and you'll get pretty much exactly what you want. Often code generators will produce items that look correct, but act wrong, either due to too much context rot, missing context. Essentially all LLMs do, or code generators do, is build context on their specific project, pick what it can, pop it in a window, and then execute, right? So if you've got conflicting information, if you've got old information, you're going to experience some really weird drift, right? System reality. Where is your system right now? System knowledge. Generally, this would be like a KT between two developers. And then machine reasoning context. Your guardrails as to how it should operate within your system would be essential to having extremely high quality output. Your time to deliver becomes a lot quicker. You're not just enabling one developer by onboarding them, you're enabling an entire team of developers using agents systematically. As a CIO or CTO, the focus would never be the model. It would always be context. It's always context.